Today on Live, Laugh, and Love, we're gonna learn how to make chicken paillard. It is so good. To make chicken paillard, all you need is some butter, a lemon. Usually I use 2 lemons, but I only have 1 today. Snow peas, a boneless, skinless chicken, vegetable, whatever kind of broth you want to use, some capers, some white wine, vegetable oil, pan searing flour. If you don't have a Wegmans near you, it's really wheat flour, sea salt, white pepper, and soy flour mixed in. I don't know the proportions. Wing it. It'll probably come out fine. And some carrots. What we're going to do is we're going to prep these carrots. We're going to peel them, wash these. We're going to juice the lemon. We're going to zest it. Just get everything ready. Then we're going to pound out the chicken as flat as we can. Try and get it like 1/4 of an inch. And then all we're going to do is we're going to dust it. We're going to pan sear it, and then we're going to make the sauce. For the snow peas, there's not really a lot to do. You don't even have to do this, but I just pick off all the little strings. Just make sure there's no like dirt, rocks, whatever, and then I'm gonna rinse them off. Now just a quick rinse. All right, veggies are done. Now we just gotta flatten out the chicken. So for this, we'll need some gallon Ziploc bags to pound it out. Something heavy. It doesn't have to be like a meat hammer or nothing. You could just use a pot or one of those wooden, what is it called? A wooden rolling pin will work as well. Not a lot to this. You put the chicken in the Ziploc bag. The key to this recipe, this whole recipe banks on this working. If you don't pound this out enough, it's not as tender, it's not as good. So you just put it in the bag. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you beat it. Just beat it. Beat it. Open up your mouth and feed it. I think that's 2 songs. I think that's a Michael Jackson song and a parody, Weird Al. Sorry, it's my childhood. Can't help it. That's about the thickness, 1/4 of an inch. Best you can. Just try and make sure they're all even. They'll cook better. Pound them out. Then you lift up the plate and bam, they're done. Okay, I lied to you and I'm sorry. There's one more ingredient. Wegmans basting oil. And again, if you guys don't have a Wegmans near you, move. Basically, it's sunflower oil with garlic and herbs. I'm sure you could make this yourself with sunflower oil and some herbs. I'm sure it'll be very close, very similar. So the chicken is going to go in the oil, and then it's going to go in the flour, and then it's going to go in the pan. Okay, so before we get that chicken in the pan, I just want to finish up with the preparation. Got to zest a lemon. If you don't have one of these things though, you totally don't need it. If you don't have a microplane, you can use a vegetable peeler. It comes out fine. Just be real careful. You don't want any of that real white rind, but you can get nice big flakes off of it. That'll work fine. You can use, if you don't have one of those, use a little paring knife. Just shave it, just very carefully. I happen to have a microplane. I'm going to use it. It's quicker. So then I'm just going to get all of it off because it adds a ton of flavor. And I'm just going to juice it. I'm going to cut it in half and juice it. There's really nothing to it. Oh man, does that smell good. Okay, so I know I've told you this before, but you have to cook on a medium heat for this recipe. So go all the way to the high, go all the way to the low, whatever it happens to be on your stove, and go right in the middle and find out whatever that is. Whatever that medium is for you is the heat that you use. For right now, we just want to heat up this pan, so I'm going to put it on the lowest setting possible because we're not quite ready to put the stuff in there yet. Once this gets a little warm, I'm going to add a little vegetable oil to this pan and we'll be ready to go. Now we got to get the basting oil on the plate, get ready for the chicken, shake it up a bit, put a good healthy amount on there, pan searing flour, a bunch on there. So now all I do is salt and pepper on each piece of chicken, both sides, in basting oil, pepper on this side now, and then pepper on this side for this chicken. Flip this over, Let it drip. Now what I do is I use my dry hand to take a handful of this, lay it on there, and then I can use my dry hand to tap this in. So when I flip it, I don't get this hand all messed up. I don't get more than 2 ready because I only have room in the pan for 2 or 3. So I'll just do 2 at a time. All right, oven is on low. Let's turn it up to high. And back to medium. It's actually not the right temperature. It should sizzle when you put it in there. So I'm gonna hold off on this other one until this starts bubbling. Okay, that's the sizzle we want. We'll set the timer now for 4 minutes. It's gonna sit like that for 4 minutes. I'm not gonna touch it, move it, fidget with it. And then once that timer goes off, we're gonna flip it and put it in the oven on the warm setting. You can smell it in here, right? 3, 2, Happy New Year! Okay. So we'll be able to see this is gonna be beautiful color. Not too overdone. Nice, lightly brown and delicious. We set it for another 4 minutes. And then this batch is done. Okay, now we need to get another pan going for the vegetables. I'm gonna cook it on medium, but I'm gonna warm up the pan. Vegetable oil. Gotta get every last drop out of that, yeah? Spit it out! Spit it out! Enough of that crazy banana stuff. All right, and then we're gonna cook carrots, snow peas together. We're gonna put the carrots in first. Let them cook about 4 or 5 minutes, give or take. I don't know, it depends. If you want a super crunchy carrot or a little less crunchy carrot. And then we're gonna add the snow peas the last 5 minutes just to give them a little bit of color, make flavors come out. Make them pop. Just toss the carrots in the pan. In a few minutes, we'll put the snow peas in there. Okay, so you can start to see the yellowing. I don't know if you can see it on camera. The carrots are slightly changing color. It's hard to see in this angle, but once your carrots start changing color, they're starting to soften. So keep an eye on that. If you don't want them to turn to complete mush either. These really don't have to cook long. Then go ahead and add your snow peas. You can use sugar snap peas too if that's what you want to use. That's fine. And just give them a stir. At this point, I'll add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, nothing crazy, and that's it for these veggies. I got one more batch after this, and then we'll make the sauce, and that like kills it. It's the most ridiculous sauce that you've ever had. Ever. Ridiculous sauce ever. 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 Alright, so just put salt and pepper on it, and you can see it on there, right? So, just a tip for seasoning, if you're seasoning something, season it, and then mix it up, and then try a little piece. Because there's a good chance there's not enough seasoning in there. Not enough salt. And I already seasoned this twice. I don't season it heavily, but I season it to the point where I wonder if I put a little too much on, and then I'll mix it and try it again. This time was not enough salt. It needs a little bit more. Okay boys, set the table. It's almost time for dinner. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like brown sludge. I know, that doesn't look appetizing, but it's going to in just a minute. First, looks horrible, you said?
Yeah.
Gee, thanks.
I know.
Okay, so the sauce gets a little butter. I don't know how much you want to call that. 2 tablespoons, roughly. Now I'm just going to go on low heat until this melts. And then you want to add some capers. You can see I use a very strict way to measure. Mix the capers in. Lemon juice and the zest. Add that in. I'd say half of this bottle of white wine. We'll say about half. A little for the pan, a little for me. But we still got to add the broth. We're going to put about 2 cups in. I don't think I'm going to use all of this because I want it to thicken and I don't want it to take 6 hours. I guess I'll use about a cup. Okay. Then turn the heat to high until it starts to simmer or boil. Then I'm going to turn the heat down till it's simmered. It should probably take 10-15 minutes. Okay, so this reduced about half its size. Smells really good, smells very rich. We are done with that. Let's give her a try. It's freaking awesome. I went to Wegmans and they had one of these taste test things. You know, the day you go to the grocery store and they have all these different things that they make. They made chicken paillard and it was so good. I had to make this for my family. So I went and got the recipe, made it for Christmas. Man, was it a hit. This really is ridiculous. Everybody has this, loves it. I know I say that a lot, but if you think about it, I'm only gonna put out the best recipes. Ones that I know if people try, they're gonna be like, dang, that guy can cook. And it has nothing to do with me. It's these dang recipes. They're just so good and so easy. So you can try making this chicken paillard. Let me know what you think in the comments if you do. As usual, subscribe, share, like, you know, do all that stuff. Check me out on Instagram. I love funny memes and I post them on our Facebook page. All of those will be in the description below. I get no love on Twitter. Twitter doesn't like me. And that's okay. Thank you for coming. Can't wait to see you for the next one. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Have a great night.